Time is a cruel thing. You know, seeing the ones you love deteriorate and get old, just, it can be depressing sometimes. So, talked to my mom today. Speaking of that, you know, my mom, I talked to her, and she caught me on one of my depressed days. And, you know, like I said, it's not all the time, but, you know, like I said, you know, right now we're struggling. Something that, it's kind of funny. When we first got together, we were broke. Then we worked our way up together and started making money. Now we're broke right now. That's thanks to the IRS. Fuck you. Me, years ago, I was doing TurboTax. And, of course, I go to a tax person now. Fuck TurboTax. And because she said TurboTax does good on certain things, but if you really don't know tax law, it can mess you up like it did me. So years ago, at one of my jobs, I put in everything I was supposed to put in. But TurboTax did not take out for one thing on my taxes for FICA. Fuck FICA too. Or is it FICA or... No, Rita. Rita, that's it. It's another female chick name. Rita taxes. And I'm sure the IRS caught it like probably as soon as I did it or maybe a year from then. But they decided to wait like 7 years so they could like amass a shitload of taxes on me and then say, you got back tax plus interest. You know, I'm going to tell you now, the government is like a motherfucking mafia because it's like, you know, in the Bible, it says when somebody owes you something, you know, you just take back what's owed. Government says take back what's owed plus interest. So yeah, you know, it's a stress because, you know, we opted to pay for the highest amount possible to try to get this off, pay this off quickly. But man, the interest that they throw on me on top of what I'm paying, you know, it's just ridiculous, man. I could buy another whole motherfucking car. So because of that, we're broke, you know. It is what it is. That's why it's important that you get with a woman or a man that really does have your back. Because when it gets times like this, man, you really need each other. I focus on that's why you see me focus on I focus on my family even when and through our good times, you know. But when you do that, when the hard times come, your family, they do come together. You know, there's a lot of things that just show that example. For instance, and I'm gonna swallow my pride and actually talk about this. My son, you know, his mother is very well-to-do. You know, she's a corporate lawyer, lives in a beautiful neighborhood with we could put like maybe 3 houses of our house or more into just her one house. And you know, a few weeks back, we didn't have no groceries. I mean, seriously, we have no groceries. You know, we're trying to pay these bills. And I'm stressing because I don't want my wife to stress because I know she's stressing. I'm up here thinking about what can I do? Because I've tried to do the second job before, but child support, which I am thoroughly for child support. But child support is fucked up. But once again, that's because it's run by the government. What child support does is I get another job and then they start trying to rip that money from that job, like I don't have a home and a family to take care of as well as my other children. Because I have a daughter at home too, not just the children outside my home. But child support don't care about that, you know. So I was working a second job, and my first paycheck, it was like over half was gone. I'm like, that it didn't, you know. Sidra said it doesn't make any sense for you to work that job. Because you put in gas and all that stuff to go to the job. We got bills we got to pay here. Right now we're dead broke, but child support says go ahead. We're going to take all that like you don't have. I understand them taking money out of my paycheck right now. You know, the job I have now is a pretty good job. So I get it. Take out them taxes. You know, I mean, you know, take out that money for my children. They need that. But when I'm trying to work a second job to try to help the home I'm in now, child support don't care. They just rate me on that. So we had $10 left. $10 left for groceries for the week. So I went ahead, we went to the corner store right down the street. I had my kids with me. And my son Dominic, he was like, hey, you know, because I told him I couldn't afford to get him nothing that week. And he said, I'll get it for him, Dad. And he got him some stuff. Then he asked me, you know, hey, what's going on, Dad? He could see that I was stressed. I try not to do that too much around my kids, and for the most part, I'm pretty good at it. But he saw that I was stressed when we was at the store. And I said, it's all good, babe. It's good. I'm good. But thank you for being a good big brother. And the kids was all happy they got what they wanted at the store. And so we're walking home, and my son was like, hey, you can talk to me, Dad. It's okay. You know, my son's 16, you know. I said, you know, it's just, you know, right now we're a little hard on money, that's all. And I didn't make a big deal out of it. And then he opens up his wallet. And that boy had more money than I've had since the IRS has been raping me. And just in his wallet. Plus he's got a bank account. And I was like, oh, wow, you know. Hey, you know, at least he's got it. And that was it. He pulls out $60. And he gives it to me. Then I pushed his hand back. And I'm like, no, that's your money. And he goes, no, Dad, no, you know, you need it right now. The things that you do for us and the love that you give us when I don't see, you know, friends of mine or boys that other kids that I know don't get that kind of love. You know, that's valuable. And I was broke at that moment. And I mean, like, as a person, my son is offering me, you know, my ego kicked in. But my son is offering me this money. And, you know, I took it. You know, I told him I'd pay him back, but I took it because, you know, I'm not going to have my wife and my daughter starving. You know, I don't care about me. I don't give a fuck about me. Seriously, I can starve. I don't give a fuck. I could lose some weight anyway. But my son gave me that money. That was a few weeks ago. And then he gave me a big old hug and a kiss. And he said, you don't got to pay me back, but you know I'm going to pay my boy back. You know, I'm going to pay him back. But yeah, so that's what's been going on. And I guess my point I was making, like I said, is when you really put effort into your family, it comes back to you. My son refused for me to deny him the right to give me that money at that time to help us out. It's because he loves his dad, you know, and you know, he could tell that I was embarrassed. He could tell that I was upset. And he came later on after he felt things had calmed down. And he said, Dad, you know, if you ever need help, don't ever be too proud to ask me. Because he said, I live well. Or, you know, I don't, everything that I get, you know, my mom, you know, how he lives and how they live and all that. And I said, I know, but I don't want to make a point of doing it, you know. But, yeah, that's how it's been. And like I said, I'm not depressed every day, anything like that. But, you know, everybody, I'm not just me. It's not just me. I'm not trying to Facebook life right now. I'm being Facebook real. You know, and y'all know that. I tell y'all like it is. I don't hide shit. And there ain't no reason for me to be ashamed of me struggling right now because I'll work my ass off. I've been working my ass off since I was about 15. So I'm not ashamed because I work, you know. It's just that it's just kind of weird. I guess when you start off broke, it's one thing. But when you work your way up and then you're broke again. And you know, my wife, you know, I sort of keep saying, you know, we'll get through this, you know, it might take a year or so, but we'll get through this. But right now it's hard though, you know. But like I said, I'm not depressed right now. I'm not in a bad mood right now. I'm actually in a good mood, you know. But I'm just saying that, you know, times can be hard. And my mom caught me, you know. Now my mom's blowing up my phone every day, you know, because back in the day I tried to, you know, end my life in high school, you know, and I'm glad I didn't because I would have missed out on a lot. But I tried a few times. So because of that, Mom is always concerned, you know, because the doctor told her, you know, that means he has no fear of ending it, which I didn't. I don't. But I have too much value in the world to do that. And I would never put my family through that or my children. So that's what's going on with me. I'm going to shut up.